Hey, you listen to the Crash Factory on 89.7 WSHC. We're here with grunge metal band Two Sides to Die. What's going on, guys?
Not too much. Hey, thanks for having us, man. Really appreciate it.
Hey, no problem, no problem. I heard you guys are getting ready to record a new album. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, basically, we lost our drummer actually about a year ago now, and the band really wasn't doing too good. The future of the band wasn't very certain. So, you know, I found Dave where we work at, and we're just working on an acoustic album right now.
All right,
trying to get things down that way. So we figured we'd come out with something just to give, you know, just to try to give the fans something.
That's awesome.
Something new.
It's going to be an all-acoustic album. We're thinking of adding some synth in there to put a different sound out, give something for the fans to listen to and look forward to for the future.
What inspired that change of sound? Because I know the last 3 albums you guys released were pretty heavy.
The previous members of the band really wanted an acoustic album done at that time, and it just actually so happens our old bass player is coming back.
Okay.
So it was one of his goals always to make an acoustic album. He said, you know, we're kind of like an Alice in Chains type sound, you know, when we're heavy, so he really wanted to do type of like a Jar of Flies, Alice in Chains style record.
Nice.
And the synth for the atmosphere for our dark songs in there, it's going to be darker than the rest.
We really wanted to do like something sort of like him does, you know, with the synth.
Cool. Now, does any of that have to do with like just trying to come up with a more mature sound, or is that just strictly trying to change things up? Like some artists do that.
I've always wanted synth in there. I've always thought there was room for some synth, but it's kind of hard being what you would call it, I don't like to call it grunge, but an alternative band.
Right.
A lot of people don't expect synth with it, but you know, with me growing up, you know, listening to Nirvana as well as music from the 80s, I've kind of always dreamed of mixing the two. And then whenever I heard him for the first time, I just said, wow, or Typo Negative even, you know.
Yeah,
like Typo Negative is a huge inspiration to me.
And what other sources of inspiration did you guys have growing up as kids?
Go ahead, man.
Him, Nirvana, Metallica, Anthrax, Slayer.
Nice.
During the 80s, I would say Van Halen was my number one influence.
Oh, yeah?
But then when the whole Seattle thing hit, it was kind of, like I said, it was kind of like a mixture. So being in this band, it's really hard because it's like there's a part of me that wants to do the solos, and then there's a part of me that just wants to kind of keep it real and just do the whole, like, sort of like drop detuning kind of thing, you know. So it's kind of difficult, but the two inspired me.
So how'd you guys get started then? Like, let's take it back for a second and just go back. How did Two Sides to Die form?
Well, I've been in bands since I was 12 years old. Our longtime drummer Tom King and I formed a band in 2000 called Indecent Exposure, and we were just doing that. And around 2005, we just decided to do something new, and Brian Phillips, our bassist, came in, and we went through a lot of lineup changes, but we got really popular in the Waynesboro, Pennsylvania area. We opened up our own venue called the Hell House. And awesome. Matt Burns, who I'm sure West Virginia people know Matt Burns, the promoter, really got that whole thing started. He would book bands from Ohio and Delaware, and we had bands coming from all over the United States playing there, and it was just crazy. I mean, there was a building that fit maybe 50 people, and we'd jam-pack it with 500 people, and it was just crazy.
That had to be fun. What other big names have played with you guys down there?
I wouldn't say there were no big names really came down there. It was more just the underground scene, like the kind of goes on down here.
Right.
Stuff like that.
Okay, cool. So what would you define as your style then? Like, what would you define as the style of music you guys play? You kind of threw a few terms around there. Grunge, metal, a little bit of gothic. Like, what would you call yourselves?
Everybody says it's grunge metal,
Yeah.
but I would classify it as just dark rock.
Dark rock.
Like Metallica mixed with the Nirvana, with a hymn spin to it.
Awesome.
There's no real way to classify it, I guess, because we don't want to be called grunge, because the grunge bands themselves didn't like to be called grunge.
Right, Kurt Cobain and stuff like that hated that term.
Yeah, exactly. So we don't want to be called grunge, but everybody says automatically, well, you're kind of like them. Actually, people say we're a lot more like the Smashing Pumpkins than Nirvana. So
it's sort of like more of a happier sound to it, though. I could see the synth sound maybe to it.
Yeah, like a Siamese Dream, Smashing Pumpkins type feel.
That's cool.
To us.
Pass it on through an envelope. Watch as someone takes the answers away. I feel the texture of the breeze. ashes blowing the wind. Looking out through that window, bodies bound now by demon shadows, incense burning, life so boring. Feel the autumn's bliss one last time. Face up, face down, parties all around, killing God's name, leave you in the mounds. Must I give you a master tutorial by the time done, a master reel.
Tried so hard, but to this cross I'm nailed.